Good morning, my crafty friends. I am on today with Paper Sisters Gingerbread Hot Cocoa YouTube Hub. We are a collective of lovely creators who will be dropping monthly a hop. And this month, it's gingerbread and hot cocoa, right along the theme of Christmas. And the day today is hot cocoa. Yesterday was gingerbread. Now, these are national days. National Gingerbread Day, and today is National Hot Cocoa Day. So, perfect theme for what we're doing today. My paper sisters are myself. There's Kimmy from Salty Peach Scrapper. There's Tiffany from Craftin' Like a Boss. There's Denise, who is Treasure of a Crafty Mind. We have Kim, who is Très Jolie Kid Club. And then we have Debbie, who is curating memories. So today we are bringing to you gingerbread and hot cocoa. So let's check out what I did today. I did a few different things, and some of it I've used two different paper collections. I used for what's sitting right here in front, I use Simple Stories, and this is the Hard Candy Christmas collection. I've been going through and doing a bunch of different projects with that for the past month. And then I am also using this beauty right here. So this one is the Three Girls Tale, and it's Twinkle and Treats. And I featured it already. It's absolutely gorgeous. Very excited to use it, and I knew what I was going to do with it. So I will share that with you. And then I also am going to share a small project that every year with my children and my grandchildren, I have done an extra little crafty Christmas with them. And their entire lives, I've been crafting with my children. And now that we've got all the grandchildren, there's 5 of them now. 4 of them can craft. 1 is still just a little bit too small, but he can get his hands in the clay. I do projects, and we either do a gingerbread house or we decorate cookies. We don't decorate cookies to give them out. We decorate cookies to eat them after dinner. That's always been our thing. Sometimes it can get a little competitive because they're all an artist in their own way, and it's a lot of fun. So now that I've got the grandchildren, I've incorporated them into what we do as well. And sometimes they come, they hang out with Grandma Sparkle, and we do projects. So what I have got, I apologize for the camera moving, for them is the little gingerbread that I cooked out. This is a KS Craft. This is the set that I got. Now, I make butterscotch gingerbread people, and then the kids can decorate them. I haven't done it in a few years, and only recently I found out that it's somebody's favorite. So I go in spurts, and we do a little bit of something. So this year, I didn't decorate this one because this is for my grandkids. I'll decorate one with them. But what I did was I cut out a front and a back, because we're going to make a little recipe book just with the one recipe, which is going to be the recipe for those little cookies. And I'll probably share it, a finished version of it, in after, I think next weekend is our deal. But this was fun. I loved the shape of this gingerbread. There's nothing else with it there except for the dies. And I'm going to handwrite this in here. I think 2, 3 of them, they could actually write their own in there. But I'm going to allow them to stamp it. teach them a new skill. One of them already knows how, but I'll let them go ahead and get the ink pad out and try it out. So this is an unfinished project, but it's for my grandchildren. And I've got everything already cut out in the bag, ready to go for them. I'm really excited to do that. We'll do a few other things, hands in the clay for, especially the baby. He's 8 months old. Oh, actually probably almost 9 months old. We're going to do his first Christmas. So, all right. So with the Simple Stories collection, and this being gingerbread and hot cocoa, I used a die, and this is a KS craft die. I've had this in my stash for a while, and I've never used it. And I busted it out and said, oh, let's use that. So this is what intrigued me was the little cutout here. And I had bought this because I was doing a bunch of swaps at the time, and everything was to be done in pockets. I never got to use this one. Sometimes the swap hostess had their own pocket that you made. But this has been in my stash, and this is what I did with it. I cut out this. I turned it into, let me see. It doesn't really move too much, but the idea is there. I put acetate between the layers, and it's supposed to be a shaker. The parts that are cut out, there's 2 different layers, is what these little gingerbread people are made from. I didn't decorate them. I left them as is. Got a little bow on here. This was from the Ephemera collection, and it has a cute little bow on here. So it's a present. Let's take out. I put in the Nestle's mini hot chocolate with mini marshmallows. My grandkids love these. And for the adults, I'll do this, the salted caramel. But this is what it looks like. It's a present. I didn't use all of the pieces for it. I didn't do this layering piece across here because my focus was more about what was going on here. We've got 110-pound cardstock on the back of it to keep it nice and sturdy. I love this little layered edge here, the little lacy-like edge. Eyelet, it looks like eyelet. Very pretty. I love this paper collection. It's very, very colorful, a lot of fun to use. It screamed gingerbread house, and I was excited about it. And I'll have you know, I didn't even do a gingerbread house yet, but I have one in my collection. It's a KS Craft one, and I will be doing that one. You'll see it soon. Now, one of my favorite things to do are little mini albums, folios. I come from that place. Not necessarily a card maker. I am enjoying mini albums and have added traveler's notebooks, planners, that type of thing, junk journals. You'll see some of those things come up this next year. But this one here, I did the lay flat method, which I learned from Tamara from Country Craft Creations, and their designers. They use them all the time. I like how it looks. It looks like a book, and it lays relatively flat. I love it. And if you don't have like really large pieces of paper to do some of the large mini albums, it's a really nice way to maybe use the paper that you have. So this one, I'm going to measure, is a 3x4. And what I did, I obviously I covered with this really pretty color, and I cut out one of the dies that I had sitting on my desk was for this piece behind it. I, from the sticker sheet, used the snow globe sticker, and then from the same sticker sheet, I used the gingerbread house. So here's my gingerbread house. I popped that up on Pop Dots. And from the cardstock, or the chipboard stickers, we came up with Merry Christmas. I've had this ribbon, and this is the last of it. There is no more. Just enough. I've had this ribbon in my collection, and it says Merry Christmas forever. And it matched perfectly with what was going on here today. So on the back, the same die, I cut out that, covered it. I cut out a piece here to, just decorate it a little bit more from my sticker sheet. So yummy. And then here is a gingerbread cookie, a snowflake. And then as we go in, so what I did is I used the sheet of paper. It's a sheet of paper. And it was all of the tags. Sometimes for myself, sometimes in these collections, the tags get left behind unless I've made a mini album with it or a folio, something like that, or I'll use a few of them. But what I started to do with them, and I was inspired by a few different people to use them this way. And I like how it turned out. I had seen something like this recently. If I can remember where I saw this particular style mini album, I will definitely put it in the box down below. But I used the tags. I cut off a certain amount, just enough because we're not using it as a tag here. We're actually using it as an accordion album. And there were 3 rows, and I glued them together. And then I just attached them to the book, the front and the back. And if you want to actually use this book, there are lots of places for you to put pictures. You can do some journaling just by adding other pieces of paper. And these tags were really pretty, very colorful. But if you weren't going to use it and it was just going to be a decorative item, it was perfect. Absolutely love it. So pictures. Now on the back of these tags, which I found unusual but very exciting, there was journaling spots. If I were to do the book over again, I definitely would have added these into the middle section instead of to the back. But this was the last of them, and I had already committed. And once I've committed, I'm there. I'm committed. So it's what I did. But the back of the tags had the journaling spots. So if I were to do it again, I would have put them in the middle. And it's glued in the back. But a very usable mini album. Doesn't mean we don't need to use it. It means we can use it and enjoy it. You can I may add something here on top, a dangle and a hanger, and it can hang from the tree. It actually would match my candy tree that I have. So I think that turned out really nicely. I enjoyed the process. But then I do make a lot of these, and I make for every collection, if they have the 3x4s, even now the gift tags, or the tags, I will make a mini album, and what I need is a little bookshelf to put all of these in. So this was the other project. And then, as you can see sitting in the background here, I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. I did one of these for Halloween. It's not quite even. I don't know what I did wrong, but it will get fixed. I love my shadow box. Let me see if I've got it sitting here. My shadow box. We Are Memory Keepers, or We Are Makers punch board. Love it. I've done a lot of projects with it. Can we do shadow boxes without the punch board? Absolutely. This is, it only tells you there are 4 different sizes. Yep, 4 different sizes. But I happened to be watching YouTube and found another creator who has taken this punch board and done magic. She has an entire spreadsheet of all the different sizes that you can do with this. So on the board itself, it says you can only do these sizes. Well, that's not true because there's my sizes. I will link Tina's YouTube channel down below, and she has also a Facebook page where you can go and download the spreadsheet so that you can make the different shapes and sizes. So we've got squares and we've got rectangles. And I think she's got some other boards that she works with. Right now, this is my favorite. And I've been using it quite a bit. Also, my envelope punch board. I love using that, and I've had that for a very long time. So this is what I did with it. This is 11 by 11, I believe this piece of paper was, from this collection, the Prima collection. I cut out. I love these because you have stuff to cut out. You know, there must be ephemera packages, but I didn't get any of that because there was none available. But from the 12 by 12, I was able to cut out the large snow globe. As you can see, it's the exact same, just a different size. So this is from the 6 by 6 paper pad. And I cut my snow globe out of the 12 by 12 so that I could have this very large size. I like working in different sizes. The hot chocolate mug, we have got some gingerbread. We've got a little gingerbread family here. I am very much about family. If you ask me anything, it's family first, always. And so I did a Halloween one, and it has the 2 skeletons. If you go back to around Halloween time, you'll see that I did something similar, different shape though. I did more rectangle. So I cut out a bunch of goodies. I've got some lights going around. My poinsettias are a combo of Scrap Diva and KS Craft. I love them both. It's the first time that I've actually used this bigger one, and I love how it looks. And it mimics some of the flowers that are actually in the collection. So I love that. I cut out my little gingies, little boy, little girl. I've got the little heart, a Christmas tree in the background. Here is a sugar cookie. We've got, I mean, you know that I had to do a small mini. And I have got this on here. We're going to take it out so I can show it. But mostly it's just here for decoration. I know it comes out. Okay, there it goes. Sorry about that. Sorry, cup. Okay. This is a mini version of this. And this is already a mini. This is 3 by 4. And this one is 2 1/4 by 1 1/2. And it says dreams. I've got my little gingerbread house here. I made the base of it white. I cut out, this is a scrap from the table. This was just a scrap sitting on the table. Because I didn't put ribbon on it, I had to figure out another closure. This one is meant to stay in here, so I didn't put ribbon, and it will stay closed. But a fun fact, just so you know, check that out. This collection had the tiny little 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. I don't know what they're called. Just journaling cards, I guess. And all you do is I cut each row out. And these were 4 in a row. So I did all 3 of them. And the same thing. I mean, if you want to put a picture, you could. And this would be for the tiny pictures. I have HP Sprocket where I can... Actually, I want to say the pictures might be around this size or a little bit bigger. But you can totally put those in here. So maybe a reminder of your Christmas, right? I did the same thing. I did the lay flat method. This one's not going to lay as... actually, there it goes. It lays nice and flat. And I could have done another row of this, and that would have lain flat too. But its main purpose is just to hang out in my photo here. So you can kind of see everything here. I just layered it up with flowers. It says made with Christmas magic, family, and Merry Christmas over on this side. It was just very sweet. I love the little fairy lights in it. My presentation for almost looks like a little fireplace. So my friends, please join us today. Go check out. If this is where you're starting today is with me, head on over to whoever is down below me. It might... Go check out everybody. Go like. Go comment in kindness only, friends. If you're inspired, let us know. Let us know that you were inspired by what we did today. Check out everybody. Some will have... maybe some prizes and giveaways. I am probably going to give this collection right here away. So for you, comment down below and tell me, what are your holiday traditions with your family or your grandchildren? Is there something special that you do with them every year? Or are you wanting to start a tradition? So tell me down below. And if you get chosen, I usually let one of my grandchildren choose. I let them read the comments and they choose. And you can win that collection of hot cocoa and a little Christmas album. All right, my friends, go enjoy the rest of my lovely friends. I've written them all down here. Go check them out and like, share, and subscribe. And share the videos. If you love what we did, share the videos. All right, my friends. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye.